Hey there everybody, thanks for pressing play. In this video I want to show you this car here. This is Turbo VTEC Honda Civic. This is the sedan model and this car is for sale at the garage. We are Fitzpatricks Garage, Kildare town, a family run business in operation for almost 70 years. In this video I want to show you the features I like on the outside of the car and also the features I like on the inside of the car, and we're going to go for a drive in the car as well. And if there's any information you want on the car, give me a shout. 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. So if you want information about trading in your car or financing or the scrappage deal we offer on this car, then just give me a shout. So like we were saying, this is the sedan version. So hi, Brian is me. Anyway, black car I think looks really nice because if you look around this black car, there's nice bits of chrome on the front, along here on the door handles, and also around the windows as well. So the sedan, as opposed to the hatchback, it's easily identified by those little bits of chrome, and I think they work really well on a black car. And especially if you look at the wheels on the sedan version as well, they're a much brighter, lighter finish than the hatchback counterpart, and they have this lovely shiny reflective finish which is diamond cut, and you really notice that under artificial light or on a sunny day as well. Things we're talking about in the front, these headlights are automatic, which means they come on at night, but what's so cool is they actually dip when you meet traffic and they go full when you go into a country area. This is a parking sensor for front, we'll see that when we're in the car. Fog lights grand, they are standard on these as well, and I really love these. See these little these little side markers? Over the years I always admired them because they used to be on Volvos, and if I was ever on holidays in the States you'd see them on cars over in America. I always just thought they were quite nice. They make the car look a little bit wider at the front. Anyway, do you know what? A lot of people wouldn't even notice. I just think it looks cool. Speaking of lights, if you look at these rear lights on the back, when you're driving behind one of these at night time, they are super distinctive. Now the hatchback already was very distinctive to drive behind at night, but these are even bigger taillights on the rear. They're really cool looking when you're driving behind the car at night time. Like the front of the car, we saw there was parking sensors on the front. They're also on the rear as well. And then after that, this car, so they don't normally come with privacy glass on the rear, which I think is a little bit silly. The hatchback one does, the sedan didn't, so we have solved that problem. I think it looks way better and actually is really, really practical. Once you have kids, you'll really know the difference because it stops the sun beating in on top of them. So the engine on this car then, 1 litre turbo with a VTEC setup. So it's an economical unit, but it's also got good power even as well at 124 horsepower. In terms of road tax for the year, it's 190 euros per year for road tax. And so far then, as long as they are maintained properly, they've been an extremely reliable unit. What I mean by that is they actually require frequent oil changes, and I think that's a good thing. So approximately every 8 to 10,000 kilometers, these vehicles require an oil change. And really for me, over the years, it's like every machine I've ever used, if it's looked after properly, maintained at the right times, then it turns out to be very reliable. So like we were saying, the headlights had an automatic function, which means they come on and off themselves, and you can also control them from the key, and you can control the windows from the key. So if you want, you can basically drop the windows using the key, or similarly, and you can turn off the lights, or similarly then if you want, you can actually turn the lights back on, or you can actually bring up the windows and retract the wing mirrors, again using the key as well. And like I said, I think the black looks really well in this car. Yes, I'm a total car salesman of course, but to be fair, I think it's actually the best colour in it because of the chrome. The boot on this car is popped from the inside, or it's also popped from the key. Press the button, open it up. This car has arrived into us. We haven't touched it yet, but as you can see, I think condition is quite nice. And the boot is slightly bigger than the hatchback counterpart. And what's also cool as well, if you pull that, it allows you then to drop the seats forward. So sometimes that is a bit of a problem in saloon cars. You don't have that flexibility, but in these you can bring the seat forward if you like. In terms of the rear then, there is 3 head restraints up there, or 3 3-point safety belts. Isofix on either side, hidden in through here. An armrest in the centre with some drinks holders. And in terms of room, so I'm 6 foot, so if you use me as a yardstick, and if I'm to sit behind myself, this car is tidy. We're just actually, we haven't even cleaned it yet. So headroom is going to be here. And like I said, the privacy glass is cool because it's handy for young kids to stop the sun beating on top of them. And then sitting behind myself, I've got decent leg room as well. Do you know what I really like about Honda Civics? They are just a little bit different. I mean, we sell lots of different cars at the garage here. Obviously, this is just our backyard, so there's a lot of other stuff that's up the front. But what I like about Civics is they're just not everywhere. They're a car that, do you know, if you want something just looks a little bit different, I mean, not in your face like a prestige car like a BMW or Mercedes or something like that. It's just something that's just a little bit different than all the other cars on the road. Something a little bit more distinctive. Anyway, that's just my philosophy on them. Maybe I always liked the brand over the years. So in terms of the inside up front, the dash clocks in through here then, they are all digital. So over here, fuel, over here, temperature, engine revolutions in through here. And then from there I can control things like average speed, fuel efficiency, how much fuel is left in the car. Up here is a speed sign recognition function, so it tells me if I'm exceeding a speed limit or what the correct speed limit is. I have adaptive cruise control through here, so I can say whatever length I want or whatever distance I want to maintain from the car in front of me. I have lane keep, which is basically trying to actively manage the steering and keep me dead center if I want. I don't have to have it. A lot of modern cars you have to have it and you turn it off every time. On this one you can choose to always have it on or always have it off, which I think is nice. Controls for Bluetooth and radio, wiper controls over here, light controls over there, and like what we said, they're fully automated. Storage, USB connectors, HDMI if you want to play video on the screen, 12 volt in here, another USB connector down through there, a movable armrest in through here, 2 drinks holders in through there, a really nice 6-speed manual transmission. Don't take my word for it, read every review on this 10th generation Civic and everyone says the same. Climate control, which is all touch and swipe in through here, and then the radio is going to have a reverse camera to go with those parking sensors that we saw on the outside, and then after that from the inside various other functions. So it's a touch swipe screen, audio in there for where you want music to come from, whether it's Bluetooth or USB or radio, phone in through here, smartphone connection if you want Android Auto or Apple CarPlay and Google Maps, or you can use the Garmin navigation that's on board already, trip information in through here, and then there's other apps, and you can customize it like you would your phone. So it's like an Android phone, but it works obviously very well with Apple and Android. In terms of driving these cars, the first impression you'd always get is they're quite low to the ground, so they feel sporty. There's nice steering feedback. The gearbox is really lovely. Read any car review on these cars, it's one of the things that they always comment on. And this screen over here is pretty easy to use. Everything's fairly straightforward and you don't have to distract your eyes away from the road for very long when you're using it. But yeah, like I was saying to you, the car feels wide, and one kind of consequence of that is it feels wide, which means it feels really sure-footed when you're on a back road, and it gives you better confidence. This car, compared to the previous model before that, has independent suspension on the rear, unlike the previous model which had a solid bar, and that kind of just creates a slightly nicer driving dynamic when you're in the car. And like I was saying to you, on a back road you can just push it on a little bit harder and be more confident when you're driving it. The other thing as well is the engine in this car. It makes a lovely thumpy sound, so when you drive it on, like most people won't drive a car like this hard and they'll get good fuel efficiency, but if you do put your foot down, there's good acceleration in it, there's good power, and it makes a lovely little sound as well. But like I was saying to you, if you drive it easy, it can actually be very economical too. So anyway, there you have it. If you want a car that looks a bit different than everything else on the road, you want a car that's well equipped, you want a car that's safe, you got a car that's good power, a car that's got a good bit of space in it, this is a good all-rounder. And like I was saying to you, I love the fact that it's just a little bit different than whatever else is out there. And we've got a really good scrapper deal, I think, on the car as well, and there's a good finance package with the car too. The car will come with a 12-month warranty. The car will also be serviced and prepared properly before it leaves. So if there's any information you want on the car, please do give us a call, 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. Fitzpatricks Garage, Kildare Town, a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. Hopefully the car is of interest, hopefully the video is useful. If there's anything I've missed in the video and you want to know, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks a million for watching.